remember it going dark pretty fast, and I looked at my watch and it was only 8 p.m. And I thought, damn, we've literally been running like 16 hours here and we're probably not even halfway through. And that kind of set into me that this is going to be a really, really long task. It's a 6-man relay. It's around 500 kilometers. You've basically got to run, tag the next person by hand, and keep doing that. You can split it up in however many distances you want, 200 meters, 400 meters, 1,000 meters, 2 miles, 6 miles, whatever you decide to do as a team.
There's like no rules. It's a relay, OG team, 6 runners, 3 women, 3 males, and it's just get there as quick as possible by any means possible.
I hadn't been nervous for this because I hadn't really known what it was about to entail and how hard it would actually be because I've not done it before. So last year when we were opening the LA store, Jade got invited by another one of our 247 athletes, Will Googe, to do a secret speed project which went from Utah to Vegas. And he came back from that the day after we opened this place, and he said like that was the best thing he's ever done and we've got to do it next year. So I guess that was the starting point for us as 247 to do something like this.
So the team name is On a Mission. There's going to be me, there's going to be George, there's going to be Hercules, which are all 247 athletes. And then from the female side, I knew Meg Sutherland through High Rocks, and I knew that she's one of the best girls in High Rocks, but she also runs ultras. We also looked at someone from the UK, Megan Davis, who's currently training for a triathlon, an Ironman. And then our final female is Montana, which she is actually training for Marathon des Sables at the moment, which is one of the hardest races in the world. It's a multi-day ultra, so again, she was a great fit for us. So the vision was always to place as high up the table as we could within the speed project. Obviously, we would want to go for the win. So we tried to design a team that would be bulletproof and would be resilient to every factor.
The little one.
Yeah, like I think everyone was still sort of maybe half asleep, kind of figuring out, where they're at, but knowing that this is coming. And then we drove down to the start line of Santa Monica Pier.
God, I just thought it was so sick that there was just that many teams, 80 teams of 6 who wanted to go and run 300 miles.
I was interested just to see how we start and how everyone was going to feel over the first couple miles. And I think one of the most special things was just that start line, like just seeing Jake just...
Like all the way through I had so much faith in my team, but I don't think I had any more faith in my team than that moment that Jake just sprinted past everyone for that first K. Like I've never seen anything like it.
Run, motherfucker, run!
Paved the path for the excitement and the thrill that we're about to have, so everyone was like really buzzing. We all ran and jumped into the trucks and just set off it. He was going at, but he took over every single run.
Today?
Yeah.
Let's go, Jade.
This is how we're running for the whole thing, and it just set that. I think it just set the tone for the whole remaining 2 days.
okay, for this one we'll come up with you, and then for the next one, open up Strava, get someone on Strava on your phone, and then we so Strava on your phone, and then
it was kind of felt like a little bit of like a scavenger sort of hunt. Like you're trying to find your runner, you're trying to navigate where to turn. It was like, and I was driving, and obviously I drive in Australia, so it's like opposite side of the road. I'm driving this big ute.
Them hills, bro.
We obviously had a plan, but everyone knows when you do things like this, the plan goes out the window virtually, like straight away. And that pretty much did for us. Like we went into the race with the intention of running 1 mile efforts, and I don't think sort of for the first maybe 60 Ks anyone actually ran 1 mile. The hills were a lot hillier than we expected, but it was the shortest route for us, and we felt that we had a strong team to tackle those hills.
So when planning the route, I wanted to try and come up with the most efficient way of getting from LA to Vegas. And this meant taking unconventional routes. Instead, we cut across the hills, we missed out kind of chunks that we would have needed to do, and we kind of went straight through as the crow flies rather than kind of round the roads. And this saved us some distance. It probably cut about 40 miles off our full journey, but this meant that we would have to go over the hills and we would have to go off-road.
Gas pedals down, vibes high, W in sight. We're only about 30k in.
You're not sitting on the team yet?
Nah, bro.
No. Is that worrying, or is that a good thing?
Nah, we're in the lead. No one's close to us, I reckon.
So the distances were split completely different throughout, but we did start with 1 mile efforts. I remember getting to the hills and realising like, oh, this first hill was mine. And I went all out on it, and I think it was only like my 4th effort of the day. And I just blew my legs up. I was talking to Hercules in the back, and I was like, shit, bro, we've got another 500 kilometers of this stuff, so we need to kind of reel it back a little bit. But energy was high and everyone was buzzing, so yeah, we tanked through that first 20-30 miles at like crazy pace. I think I remember Hercules showing me his Strava, and it's saying like we're at about 3 minutes 24 per average, which was crazy, and we couldn't see anyone in the distance, and we knew we were out ahead of everyone else, so it was, yeah, spirits were high going into that morning.
Do you know if people need to start eating? Yeah. Maybe what we do 1 hour first, so 2 people take an hour.
Yeah.
So 7 till 8, 8 till 9, 9 till 10, and then we do 2 hours after that.
Yeah.
So like, if anyone wants to go and eat now, then I reckon this is way too long, by the way.
Once we got back into some hills again, you know, we caught up with a team, and it felt like a little bit of a race. And it's wild to think with all, you know, the routes that we could have taken and the speeds that, yeah, you're running next to another team. So that was fun.
Everyone wanted to run at all times, and everyone was very regimented on you know, not having a break, not missing their goal.
I just remember looking around and just thinking, this is just so sick, as in who's doing this? I just thought it was so cool to be out there in the landscape and just doing such a crazy challenge with such great people.
right now we're in a little bit of a foot race with one of the other teams. Makes it fun, makes it interesting because it's obviously quite lonely out here. Had a couple of little mishaps, petrol, obviously different cars, different tanks, but that's all right, we're working on the fly, and I think that's how these things go, you adapt and change.
How's it being back into a chase?
Yeah, the rest has been impossible for me. Haven't slept at all because you're just so... Where we're actually in this race, I think everyone's brain is just dialed. So like grabbing that hour, just my mind's just like ticking over in the race still. But I think we're moving well, headstrong, whole team, body's starting to feel it. But there's so much more to this than the running, like jumping in and out the driver's seat, making sure we're navigating properly, like the paths are okay to run. It's yeah, it's a pretty gnarly experience.
You're just over halfway through.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy that we've put in this much work, sweated out this much, and we're just getting halfway. But I think when we get into that power lines, it's gonna really start to, like, we're gonna know what we're doing there.
We're all running 330 to 350 Ks. It's getting tough. I've just checked my watch and it says I've done about 50 kilometers up to now. So we're just over a marathon. I'm about to take a little break. Jake's fucking flying. But my quads are hurting. That's the only issue with me now. My quads and my calves. It's getting into the night now. It's 6 p.m. It'll probably be dark in an hour or so. So that's when it'll get really tasty. Hopefully we can pass some more crews on the way. But the leaderboard seems to be a bit strange. It doesn't really show where we are, so we don't know where we are. Hopefully we're near the front, but we'll take it by ear.
Well, we've got a bit more time with you by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And the plan is you guys are going to take an off-road route, power line?
Yeah, we're on the. We've done a few shortcuts up to now, crossed a few train tracks. We're actually on one right now that's running parallel with the road, but just takes off a few hundred meters. But we're about to go into a power line where the cars basically can't come, so we're out running for a long time in the dark, no lights, so head torches and maybe batons for the... Seems to be a lot of dogs around here. Everyone seems to be fucking breeding dogs.
I was actually excited. I think that was when I was like, this is the legendary TSP that everyone knows, in that power line route. And then I remember when we first got on it and it was like, okay.
So boys, it's 3:35, but we're just doing short repeats, like 500 meters. Moving and grooving.
And I remember when we first got on it and it was like, okay, 95 miles or so on this straight. We've got the truck, people hopping in and out the back of the truck. We were like having sick conversations, and for me it was like kind of just not even giving in or entertaining any tiredness. It was just really just trying to be present in the moment and enjoy it. I started to realise that this road was not built for the truck way before incidents happened, because it just wasn't driving in the way that we needed it to. We actually couldn't get in front of the runner quick enough every time. A, because it wasn't wide enough, but B, you had to drive so slow to get forward. I think Em was driving and we went to take a turn to get back on track. And I remember in my head just hearing the truck go boom, and I was like, that's it, we're stuck. And I think no one had really realised that we were definitely stuck. And I remember everyone stayed in the car and I instantly just got out and went over to the other truck where Jake was, because I was like, he's going to be on his own for a while now because this truck is not moving. And we went over to, I think it was Cesar, Diego, Tommy in the other truck. Jake was like, I'm just going to keep running on while you guys get that one sort of unstuck, but I knew that's going to be there for a while.
Right guys, it's going to be fucking difficult. It's going to be really difficult. You listening? Yeah. I'm just saying, it's a fucking maze ahead. Follow that path round. Listen. They can't get their truck out. No. Can we go back for him? Yes. I can't leave you, bro. Oh, fucking. Give me my phone. I'll just leg it. It's right, it's fine. What charge is it on?
I don't think that's a good idea.
What charge is it on? I don't think it's a good idea.
It's like 70.
Yeah, keep your phone, bro. So you got, hey, Jake, take your phone. You got enough charge. We won't be that long. We'll be quick.
you want to come with me? We just run it together.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah?
Two's better than one.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of us?
Yeah, and then we can bring 2 more
It's
people
pitch black. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and it's just me and Jake. I had the torch on my phone, and it was like, we're just going to keep running until the guys can catch up. And 1 mile passed, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile, and it just kept stacking up until we realised we were really out there on our own. And that was like disaster number 1.
At this point, it was it was a real worry, to be fair, because it was really warm, it was dry, we had no water on us, and we didn't know how long we'd be out there or if the guys would actually find us. So it was, we were starting to panic at times, especially when, our signal dropped out and things like that. So
when the car finally caught up, we were like, okay, we've moved over the essentials, we've got what we need. And we were all in one truck together, we got all the runners. So I'm like, okay, cool, we're back on track.
I remember driving the truck into the runner's truck to try and get it out of this sand pit. And we eventually got it out. We broke the truck, but we got it out and then it got stuck again. So I was like, right, we can't waste any more time. Jake's been out there running for like half an hour on his own. No lights, no hydration, no food, no nothing, just in the pitch black. He doesn't know where he's going because we're on this power line route and it's not really a road at all.
At that point, I'd been out so long with Jake that me and Jake was like, you have half hour, I have half hour. I'm like asleep in the back and I can hear people talking like PSI. And I'm in my head like half asleep and I'm like, they're talking about, did they just say 4 PSI? I'm like, no way they're saying 4 PSI.
We just decided, okay, well, we'll just keep driving. And I remember Jake said, okay, if it gets down to 15, we'll stop and change the tyre. And then it gets to 15, he's like, oh, we'll get down to 10. Gets down to 10, we'll just get down to 5, and then got down to 5 very quickly, and then it just went 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It was quite funny.
So I like get up, I'm like, get up, I'm in the back of the truck, I'm like, what's going on? And George is like, the tyre is gone. And I'm like, okay, we've probably just got a slow punch. I look down and there is no tyre. We're just driving on rim.
It was probably honestly lucky that we were on sand and not on road. I don't think we would have made it as far as what we did, and I don't actually think we would have made it a mile further.
We're like 10 miles away from the next bit of road. And then at that point, I'm like, we got 2 trucks down. We're DNF in this race. And I just remember being gutted, thinking against all odds, like everyone's ready to keep going, but operationally, like we can't go on. I think this is the part where the crew, it just shows how important the support guys are. Somehow, I don't even know, we managed to recover both the trucks, get them fixed, back up and running within like an hour and a half. In that hour and a half, we were using the RV to tail the runners. Yeah, it was crazy. I honestly thought we wasn't gonna finish the race.
Jack! Diego! What are you doing in the desert?
Hey. Sure. Big.
Good to see you guys. So myself and Hercules took most of that last bit, and we're still running now. We're not slept, so like we're not breaks. Yeah, so it's all good. 110 miles to go, I think. Something like that.
It was great because I feel like everyone in the team had their role, as in the content crew was so great. They were so positive. They'd drive up beside you and just play tunes. So even when you're in the pitch black, you can't see anything around you. The whole team had such great vibes, and I think the support crew's vibes really helped us to continue and have something to bounce off. So I think that was really helpful, and I think because we were rotating so frequently, it kind of kept you alert the whole time. It wasn't like you were sitting for hours and you just started to get really tired. The energy was high pretty much the whole time.
100 miles left. Oh yeah.
Crazy. How's that make you feel?
it makes me feel nothing. You can't afford to feel anything 100 miles out. You just got to keep moving forward.
Second morning, it's pretty relentless because the roads are, it's just forward and straight down roads that are really, really similar.
I think this was a time where I actually thought, shit, when probably around halfway, the sun's coming up and everyone's like really slowing down, the girls are asleep. I think Jake had a little bit of an injury coming on, and I just thought maybe like we're not actually even going to complete this thing, like what's going to happen. But I wanted to keep things fun and interesting, and I actually felt all right. I'd had like 2 40-minute breaks where I'd managed to actually get a little sleep in. I think there was a point where it was me, Jake, Hercules and Meg, and we were just bombing through like 3-4 Ks. And granted, my speed's nowhere near what like Jake was running at, but we were all keeping it on, we were keeping it together, and people were going in for naps and like coming out a couple hours later and joining in again for a little bit, and we were kind of rotating in a good way through that morning.
How you feeling, Jay?
A little cooked, but we good, bro. Keeping it moving, keeping it ticking. Nearly there, eh?
I think after that it kind of got low again. I think it was around, I'm gonna say around 10, 11 a.m. when Montana got pretty sick. Meg's knee took a little injury. I remember feeling my knee go as well, and Jake was getting tired. He'd gone in for like a good sleep, and I know when Jake goes for a sleep, he can sleep. So I didn't know whether that was gonna be an hour or 3 hours or I don't know. So that was when I got a little bit worried, and I thought like maybe we're not going to be able to continue this, or if this is just going to end up being me and Hercules for hours on end, we're going to slow really far down.
So how are you feeling?
Wait, do you want a coffee? I reckon that is.
No comment. Everyone's pretty fried. You want to pan that camera around to the room. No, Herc's fucking fresh, bro. That's a runner right there.
Maybe.
Meg's got a few pains. Jake's got a few pains. Megan's got a few pains.
Can I
and I think Montana's actually passed away. Has anyone checked up on her?
She's alright. Do you want anything? Do you want anything?
I had probably a very different experience to everyone in the RV. So even on power line, where I mean there was one part we stopped because we were going to change the tyre. At this point, I'd started to feel pretty nauseous. I was still running through the nauseousness or the nausea, and I just remember every time I was in the car, I just like closed my eyes. I really couldn't give much to the team morale, but I just was like, what I can do right now is just focus on my recovery and like keeping myself as calm as possible while I'm in the car, and then when I'm out doing what I need to do. And then every time I'd get out and run, it was actually like the fresh air made me feel good. And then once I got back into the car, it was just like nausea would hit me again. I jumped into the RV and got some sleep, and I think for about 4 hours, but I had nothing left in my face. I had nothing left in my body. I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking. So I was just trying to fight through that, knowing that I needed to recover as much as possible to then get back out there and help.
I also thought they were like really long holes and cracks, but they just weren't.
That was my fault. A little bit frustrated, just because I didn't check them up.
Herc?
I'm feeling good. I've had a little rest. Bit annoyed that we had the car issues, but that's also part of the race. It's not just how quick you're running, it's how efficient you are with handling the situations that arise. So did the best we can and back out there getting it.
We're all here, we're all still stomping. So we're moving. We might be moving slow, but we're moving.
Do you know what though, you say that? Our average pace, I just checked on Strava, is still 4:09.
straight into it. Can you be my driver? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because whenever you do these long feats, people will always say like, we're on the home stretch now. The home stretch is like 100K still, so it's like crazy when you know how long it takes to run them distances. I'm thinking home stretch is still like 8 hours of running.
If everyone's flown out here to do this and I'm going to be involved with it, I'm not going to quit. Like I'll literally die for it. So no matter what injuries got put on me and whatever strain and tiredness and hunger went through me, I just thought, you know what, like I'm not going to stop.
Like our bed?
Just kidding. Go lie down if you want.
No, it's okay. We really need to work together. No. Just hang on. He's gone.
He's gone. Come back in. Yeah, just catch him up.
Okay. We're gonna see.
Jake's ready. You ready to squat?
What's that?
That was long.
I was cool.
How you feeling?
Yeah, man.
Do you know what it was?
What?
Chocolate chips and seaweed.
Fucking.
I think we've got 12K in 5 people.
Each?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Vegas isn't there. What the fuck's Vegas? Yeah.
Is everyone's pretty tired and struggling and stuff?
But I don't feel fucked, like I can drive. Yeah, it's only going to take like 5 hours. I actually remember it being 40 miles to Vegas, and I thought at the time, like, oh, we're nearly there. And then I looked at the map and I realised, like, we're not nearly there at all. 40 miles is so far.
Whoa. Picking up that speed, bro.
Let's go.
I can get one of these done, me.
Man, there's no muscle in there.
Fuck. You boys got to get on these.
Whoa, who's made these? This tastes so good, and we're all just so happy about them. And it was me, Jake, Meg, and Herc running at the time, and we thought, all right, we'll do this in twos, and the other two can rest. So it's like 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off between each of us. And it was kind of enjoyable because it was just switching up the routine and switching up the distance. And then you also had this like cool experience that, in 30 minutes, I'm coming off for a little 30-minute rest. And I would just jump straight into the RV and just lie down on the floor for 30 minutes and then get back out and go again for 30 minutes and then lie down for 30 minutes. And that went well. I mean, we were doing that for a good few hours and we were slowly cutting off the miles. And then I remember like them saying, look, we got 20 miles left. And I was like, okay, we're under the marathon. This is gonna happen. We're gonna get there before sunset if all goes right. Hercules was putting in some crazy miles, and then Jake's leg had come back around and he was running like nothing had ever happened to him before, and he was absolutely crushing it. And that just brought this sense of like, oh, we're back, the team's back, like the two strongest guys are back, I'm still moving, Meg's moving, and Montana had like kind of got over the kind of sickness that she'd been through.
I was trying to like not focus on how far we had for too long until we got to like the last 50 miles, and then that for me was when I was like, put it all out there.
That we were even close to Vegas because it felt like we were running for so long until I actually saw Vegas, and then everyone, I think Montana joined back in, such a trooper, and we kept on running just small sections all the way. And then I felt like the vibe started to lift because Jake had been struggling with an injury, but I remember at one stage he had his phone out and he ran for ages by himself.
And when we all tapped in together at the end, I think it was just such a sick feeling to see everyone together, how far we'd actually ran and covered, and You actually see the sign in real life that you see in pictures. I've never been Las Vegas either. To see it there in real life, it was just like, yeah, we actually did that against all odds. Like, all the trucks going, runners were dropping, but like, we made it, and we made it in a very good time, so I was just stoked.
All I remember thinking was like, I want to get home. And we met Hercules because he had the last mile to do. It was his turn, and we met him at like the last 400, 500 meters, and there was other running groups like just behind, so we were really picking up the pace and trying to get to that sign before them. As soon as we got there, it was like, boom, whole crew was there, everyone was here, we're all cheering and shouting, and it was like, yeah, we'd just done something pretty monumental. And